even have to receive. And who I'm talking about, this man right here is one of our top regional sales director who got this position in a very short period of time. And the reason why is because he understood focusing on everybody else's need, he will always get what he needs. So do we have no other than Mr. Malcolm McLeod on our webinar tonight?
Hey, what's up, X, man? I appreciate that introduction. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, no doubt, my brother. I'm honored for you to be part of this organization. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Do what you do, my brother. Let's get it.
Definitely, definitely. Once again, I give it back to you for giving me this opportunity, right? Guys, I won't hold you too long, but I'll just tell you a quick story about my personal life. So growing up, I've always been the individual that was extremely fit, the fastest, you name it. And I wouldn't practice for nothing. I would have track meets. I love sports, even up until this day. I love sports. I would go to a track meet as a young kid, knew I was the fastest, so I never would practice. The only thing that would happen is my stepfather would be like, hey, Malcolm, hey, you got it. Every time I ran, every basketball game, no matter what, hey, Malcolm, you got it. And for some reason, that instant gratification, when I got on that track field, I would take off. Right? I would run. I'd be looking at the kids like what are you doing? You can't catch me. All the way up until middle school. My freshman year in high school, right, guys, a doctor came to me. He told me, he's like, hey, I don't know what it is or why they didn't notice, but your spinal cord is shaped as an S. Your spinal cord is shaped as an S. And I looked at the doctor. I was like, okay, what does that mean? Are you trying to say that I can't play sports? No. I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you that you need surgery. So in doing so, I'm sitting there looking at my mom and I'm like, hey, Mom, what does this mean? Like a minor surgery? Is it serious? What are you trying to say? Because that freshman year, that was my first year actually running track. And I already had 4 other seniors that were the fastest in the whole high school. And I was number 5. But see, I was okay. I didn't need to practice because I was a freshman and they were seniors. They were going to leave. So what was practice when I knew my father was going to just give me a quick word and that encouragement was going to drive me, right? So the doctor was like, hey, you're not running this year. So I went through surgery thinking it was going to be simple, but what they did is they put 2 rods in my back, two metal rods. I even have it up until this day, guys. So saying that to say this, when I was laying in hospital after the surgery, I was laying in the bed and my father came to me again. And as he was doing before, giving me, instant motivation, instant things that I need, see, it didn't work because he was actually causing more pain by just hearing his voice at the moment because I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, I'm going to get up. Nah, I don't need you. But the only thing I could rely on is what I wanted to do, what I needed going forward. And then I started putting dedication. I was like, hey, if I grab this part of the rail on the hospital bed, I wonder if I can twist a little bit. So I would do it when the doctor would turn his back. Think about having 2 rods in your back, right? Sewed up, stitched up, and the doctor's telling you before anything, if you move, you can rip these rods out. The stitches can come out. You have to stay still. But I was so determined. I was so dedicated to prove that I needed to get back on the track field. I needed to get back on the basketball court. So when the doctor wasn't looking, he was like, hey, you're not going to be able to sit up for a few days. So when he left out of the room that same night, I was just inching my way up, dedicated to pull myself up. And by the time they got back into the room, I actually was sitting up. They were running to me thinking I was crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing, son? You about to hurt yourself. You about to put yourself back into surgery. And I looked at the doctor and I said, yeah, I understand. I'm in a lot of pain right now. But see, I can't stay in this bed. I can't stay in this bed. So he's like, all right, I get it. You pulled a point, lay back down. So I laid back down. He's like, listen, we'll try to have you walking in like 3 weeks or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. But see, when they left out of the room, 3 days later, what I did, I was like, yo, I already got up. I already gave that dedication to get up. So let me see if I can get up and actually stand and move a little bit. And I remember my mom coming into the room crying like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Hey mom, I'm already standing. So you might as well have me walk to the end of the hall and come back. And as I was walking, I was like tears just flowing down my face. I'm crying. And they're like, hey, we can just turn back. You don't have to do this. But I'm telling him, you can't stop me. It's my body. I want to do it myself. So every time, and the only thing that kept going in my mind was one step at a time. I kept putting one foot in the other, one foot in the other, one foot till I got to the hall. And they're like, yo, let's put you in the wheelchair and just roll you back. You proved your point. But see, to them, I proved my point, but I was determined to myself to keep going. So I walked all the way back. So the doctor was like, look, man, you're doing too much. We're going to keep you in the hospital for a few months. It didn't make sense to me. So I told my mom, say, Mom, listen, I don't know what you got to do, but I need you to pull some strings and we need to go home. So I ended up going home a few weeks later, and the doctor looking at me, he's like, yo, this is not going to be good for you, Malcolm. And I was like, okay, you may be right, but I'm dedicated to get to the goal that I had. So I went home, and laying home, keep in mind, as a kid, my parents had 17 individuals in a house that was only probably like 900 square feet. So my mom brought in my two aunts that were strung out on drugs, and my mom knew if they stayed out in the streets, their life was going to be over. So my mom brought those two in and their kids. So it was my brother, myself, my mom, my father, and my other family members. See, I was forced to sleep on the couch because we didn't have enough room. So I slept on the couch with two rods on my back still sewed up. And my mom's like, hey, you can sleep in my room. No, it's okay, Mom. I want you to be comfortable. But what I was doing when Mom wasn't around, I was getting up. And what I would do is dodge every one of my cousins because they told me I couldn't go back to school till the following year, but I needed to prove my mama wrong. So when I got good at it, where I was able, even though I was stiff, I got good at it, able to move. I was dedicated to, when my mom finally came out, I was dodging people. I was getting their way purposely and just dodging real quick. And I was like, yo, Mom, I think I can go to school because this house is not that big and school is a big area. I guarantee I won't run into nobody. So I was able to go back to school. Then they told me, hey, you may not play sports until your junior year. And I just looked at them, no. So I started practicing, running while I was back on the track field. See, what I wanted to show you guys and tell you guys, I don't want to take up most of your time, but see, when I was young, my father would instantly give me a gratification before I ran, and that's why I was getting so fast, to the point where I relied on it. But when I had that surgery, when my back was against the wall and nothing else could matter, his instant gratification didn't go that far. I needed a form of dedication within myself to actually move to the next level, to get up out of the bed, to walk, to actually get back to school, to get back in the track, to be in the top runner in my high school with two rods. I became faster with two rods in my back than I was when I didn't have rods. See, the moment that you stop focusing on a form of instant gratification and you find out your why and what you really want out of life, the reason why you're giving it everything you got, see, your why, your dedication goes back to not just what Xavier or Bruno or Raysa can give you at that moment. It's about what you're doing for your kids. What are you doing for your family? Remember the moments that your back was against the wall and you had no one else to count on. The moments that you was laying on the streets and nobody was there for you, incarcerated when nobody else was around. I remember the moments I was sleeping in my car and I had nowhere else to sleep. I was sleeping outside of a hotel and I was sneaking to the hotel just to take a quick shower before the person catch me and went back out. I remember those moments. So my dedication is a little bit deeper. I don't need an instant motivation. See, we join these calls every Tuesday, but my question is, from Wednesday to Monday, what are you doing? See, what I would do within this business, let's translate it in this business, what I would do is I would go into my back office, educate myself, dedicate myself to sitting there to getting the knowledge, and then I would bring it to Xavier and be like, hey, I did this. This is what I got from it. Make sense of it. And when you make sense, now add it to my repertoire. See, you got to be dedicated enough in this business because this instant gratification only goes so long. What are you doing? You have people depending on you. You have a why. Your why adds on to your dedication. If you can't go back to your why, then you're going to be waiting for instant gratification every time you wake up, every time you turn around. But my question is, what if that motivation is not there? Then what? The only thing you have right now, only thing that will push you further and keep going is the dedication. Look at Xavier. Prime example, this man dedicated himself. And look at Facebook. He was able to invest into property. This man, he told you his story. He told you his story when he was homeless. Arnold told you his story when he was shot, right? See, Raysa told you her story when she was divorced. Gigi told you her story when she was actually in the nail shop. See, you gotta sometimes you just listen for instant motivation, but these people actually tell you why they're dedicated. Now translate this and look in the mirror. Why are you dedicated? Find out your story, so every time you turn around, you have no reason but to give it everything you got. Now go ahead and give it back to Raysa, one of our regional vice president. Man, this lady showed why it's so important, the flower that grew in the dark, right? The flower that grew in the dark, and look how she bloomed. Look how she bloomed. Our regional vice president, ladies and gentlemen, about to give us a training that we all need, that we can translate to our agents. Tonight's call, when she gives you this training, I don't need you to get it for instant motivation. Translate this and dedicate it to get it to your agents, and so that your new agents can get it. Your new agent can get it. Just keep going. My question is, are you an individual after this moment that's going to be continuously focused on someone to motivate you, or do you already have the dedication within you? Raysa, I'm going to give you the mic. Thank you so much, X, for that moment.
Woo! Mic drop. Okay, I see. I'm with the chills over here. It's so true, bro. I've seen you grow. I'm super excited that you're coming in here and actually touching on the mindset, because that's actually one of the most important things. We get so many agents, but they don't have that mindset. And they're not used to seeing other people wanting them win.
Right.
Crazy, because they come into this business and they see everybody pushing each other and they don't even know what to do with themselves, you know? And so I want to thank you for the motivation and for staying plugged in and for all your success as well. I'm super proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So again, you know, basically he touched a little bit on my story, but just to touch back on the mindset, that's one of the things that was my main focus when I came in. You know, Xavier, I sat with him when I met him for several hours, and, you know, I was the most broken in that moment. You know, a lot of us are broken right now, and we're making excuses as to why we can't actually make something out of that brokenness. And so when I sat down with Xavier, I was in my darkest times, you know? And so when I looked at this, I said, it's either this or what, the way that I was looking at it. So again, I just want to give it back to Xavier. Always, you know, always thanking him, always, you know, texting him. He's always behind the scene doing 100 million things to make sure the organization is good, that everybody's good. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I would be now 2.5 years later. So I always give him the thank you, guys. To have a mentor like this that pours in to us every single week, that's always consistently doing things, contests, like really, that's, I'm not gonna say rare to find, but honestly, the way that our team is, we're so well connected. And that's why we're growing so fast, because of the culture and the bonds that we've been able to build. So I just want to give it up to our mentor for that too. But again, when I saw this platform, I said, how can I figure this out? At that time, Xavier was super busy. I was 1,500 miles away from him in Massachusetts. And I said, I have all the websites, you know, how can I actually gain the knowledge? Because I think people come into this and they're like, I don't know the information, or you start talking about the information like, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a foundation training that I actually created with some of my leaders. Most of the things that are most important for you to be doing right now, because I feel like a lot of agents come into this and they burn a lot of leads because you're out there exposing the information instead of using the tools that are available to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm actually going to go over this foundation training. So I called it foundation training because field trainers are the foundation of our business. Literally think about it as the foundation before you build a house. You know, it's the same kind of mindset, because field trainers is what gets you to the top. If you can continue to create field trainers, and Chris went over this in last week's training, just looking at your back office and seeing who has not hit the base title can actually get you to the next level by just helping those people get to that title. So when I thought about that, I said, you know, she's so right. And, you know, oftentimes we're just so busy doing other things. And I'm like, we really need to focus on the agents. But as an agent, you also have to want it. We're going to create a trainer for you, but you have to actually take notes and you have to implement. If you don't implement, then being on the training is really worth nothing. I remember back in the day being on trainings and conference calls, and I'd sit there taking so many notes, as much as I could, and then apply it. And so that's why, you know, we've been able to have, and I'm sure Xavier, Arnold, you know, Neto, everyone that's having success, we all have that in common. We just came in here and we said, what are our leaders going to give us today, right? What are they going to feed us today so that we can actually reach the next level, guys? This is the only industry where people actually train you to become a 6-7 figure earner, right? Without having to go to college, right? Because I never went to college. And so the reason I called it foundation training is because you are the foundation. As a brand new agent, we want you to hit that first title. And if we can continue to do that, we're going to build a strong foundation, which is actually going to lead you to having massive success. So first, let's go over the requirements. What are the requirements to hit field trainer? Field trainers are the foundation, and the requirements are this, right? $1,600 in group volume, or you can call it points, whatever you want to call it, right? $1,600 in group volume is what we call it. So you want to get familiar with the lingo in our business as well. You need 2 personally sponsored agents. That means 2 agents that enroll on your website that you bring into the company. And then you just need to have 2 legs of business, which would be these 2 agents at 400. For that reason, this is the easiest title to hit in our company, because once you start going higher in title, there's more volume requirements, more leg requirements. But literally, if you bring in your first 2 agents and get to $1,600 in volume, you would hit the field trainer title, okay? So let's get out of the way. Now, where do you find these requirements, right? Because we want you to know what's coming next. After field trainer, what's coming next? Rob taught me this. Rob always told me, look at the second title up, right? Look at field trainer, but always look at senior field trainer. So that way you already structure yourself for the next title. And I always kept that in the back of my head. But you have to find out how you actually do that. So where do you find your requirements? Is you go to your FES website, you click on agent login, your login and your username and password is provided to you in your FES enrollment email. So I don't want to hear any agent saying, I don't know where my links are, because they were emailed to you when you first got started. And your username and password is also in that email. So once you log in, you'll be able to see the commission tab, compensation plan overview, and you'll be able to see the title qualifications on page 11. Print this page out, guys. This page is what's going to teach you how to level up in this company. So I highly suggest you print the whole compensation plan, but you want to pay especially close attention to page 11. If you guys see, I always have it back here, and I always highlight the title that I want to hit next, and then I reprint it again. That's how you want to do it, and that's how we've been able to actually move up, because now we know exactly what we need to be able to do that. So you have to know exactly where you're going in this company. So how is group volume calculated? How will you get 1,600 points or volume points, whatever you want to call it, right? Each client that you enroll, you or your agents enroll, is $200 in group volume points. Every agent that you enroll is 400. So you simply have to do the math, right? Simple. You need 2 agents. That's a requirement no matter what. So that's 800 in volume points. And you yourself come in with 400. So if you get your 2 agents in the first month that you come into the business, you get your first two agents and you come in, you already have 1,200 in volume points. So then how will you get to the 1,600, right? Now you have to make it up either with another agent, getting 3 agents, or getting another 2 customers. So remember, it's a numbers game, but this is how those points are calculated. Now, task 1 is to strive for 5. We highly encourage you to strive for 5, because we don't want you as an agent to have to pay the $89 a month. Most people come in because they say, hey, I can get these services, I can get paid, and I don't have to pay the $89. That's exactly why I got started like that, right? So strive for 5. You can literally just 5, and it could be a mix of agents and clients, however you want to do it. But the way that it's listed on here is the way you actually want to do it. Because if you do it the way it's listed here, not only will you hit your first title, but you will also hit your strive for 5. So if you get 3 agents as a brand new agent, you already hit field trainer, but you only have 3 out of the strive for 5. So you'll still have to pay the $89. So again, you can hit the title, but you won't hit the strive for 5. So this is why we list it like this, okay? You want to get 3 agents as soon as you come in, and then fill the others with customers or more agents so that you can get to your 5. But 3 will get you to field trainer, okay? So hopefully that's clear. 3 in your first month of coming in will get you to field trainer. Now, if you don't hit field trainer in the first month that you come in, it's going to be a little harder the next month. The reason why, it's because your volume actually goes down. So you won't have that initial 400 that you came in with. So guys, this is very important. When you enroll an agent, you want to make sure they know the deadline for our month cutoff, because we want to get them to field trainer within that month so that they don't lose the volume points that they came in with. Okay, so here's some tools that you must have. This is must have, no negotiation, right? Number 1, Xavier just talked about the band. Super important to a new agent, because this is a support system. And I'm gonna teach you a little bit about it later, but if you don't have the band app, download it. If you didn't know, the band app is also available on the desktop, and it is so much clearer and easier to navigate as well on the desktop. Make sure that you have this band app on your phone. The reason why is because it's going to notify you when there's training. It's going to remind you. It's an amazing app. It's been a game changer for my organization. The second thing, obviously this is the first thing you should have as a brand new agent, is the FES agent app, the UCES app, right? How will you be able to tell people how to use these services if you don't actually have them? And then game changer for us was the word board. So as far as I know, it's only available on iPhones. We're trying to find something that's compatible to the word board that is an Android. If anyone has that and wants to share it, this word board app is a game changer. We are going to give you all the scripts in the band that you can load into the word board that will be on your keyboard, which is going to make it so much easier when people are asking you for information. You'll know exactly what to say because you can load the word board with all of those scripts. So before, we called it a copy and paste business because we would have to go into our notes, copy the script, and paste it. But now it's right in our keyboard. So I love this app. I'm pretty sure you guys see how excited I am about it. I can literally get through 200 leads in like 10 minutes, seriously, with this app. So huge. You must have it if you have an iPhone. You also need to be a part of the groups, okay? You have to be a part of these groups for a reason. Trainings are held live. Our mentors, Xavier's mentors, they hold trainings live. Sometime every Monday, they max out at 1,000 in the Zoom. So you'll find yourself not being able to get in, missing out on amazing information that's gonna take your business to the next level. So if you are not in these groups, make sure you contact your mentor to get you into these groups, because once the live goes up, you don't want to be scrambling to be accepted to the group. So make sure you are in the Millionaire Mindset and on the Alliance group for that reason. Anytime they do Super Saturdays, it's in there. Anytime they do a special training, the Monday Millionaire Mindset training is always in there. So you guys want to make sure. Now, if your team has a private group, for instance, my team, we have a Facebook group as well. And that's how we started before we had the band, and I just kept it open. If your team has a private group, you want to make sure that you're a part of that. So again, there's probably several groups you have to be a part of, but they're there for a reason. It's to give you an additional resource so that you can win, okay? Valuable info so far. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Let me look at the chats real quick. All right, cool. So as a new agent, this is the most important thing. Oh, here we go. Great. Okay, good. All right. Now I just saw the chat come up. So new agent, social media basics. When you come in as a new agent, I can understand you not knowing or understanding or grasping that you are now a business owner. So right now, for all the new agents on here, I want you to write in the chat, I am a nationwide business owner. I am a CEO. Okay? And the reason I want you to write that, because number one, it's true. You just bought into a franchise, a credit restoration business that you can operate nationwide. I need you to look at this beyond your local, right? Your local area. You can expose your business nationwide in Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, LA, okay? When you think about it in that format, you're probably gonna be like, wow, this is bigger than I thought. And it is. So with social media is how you're going to reach these people. So the basics on social media is, if you want to be a CEO, you do want to be a CEO because you came in. You already bought in. So you came in with the vision that you want to be a CEO, but you got to act like one. You got to look like one on social media. You don't have to be a top leader to look the part. So the first thing you want to do is create an impact on your social media that even your friends are like, what is she doing? She changed. What, you know, what, I'm interested. I'm curious. Oh my God, that picture's nice. She's working from the beach, right? I want you to settle that in. But how do you do this? The first thing you want to do is go and Google credit repair, right? And just put something on your cover photo that says something about your business. You can go out there and brand yourself, but as a new agent, that's hard to do right off the gate. So I get that. So you want to go ahead and find something that you can put as your cover photo, because when you put a post out there on social media saying, you know, about the credit or about the business opportunity, the first thing people are going to do is go to your page. And I can't tell you how many people I've go to, they tell me, Raysa, I'm not having success. Raysa, nobody wants to sign up. Raysa, no agents. I'm not getting agents. I'm not getting no hits. I'm not getting no bites. The first thing I do is go to their social media. And they'll have a profile picture with Snapchat, bunny ears, you know, titties out, sorry, you know, like middle finger on the profile, or it's not even you on the profile picture. I'm like, I get it that you're a brand new agent. Sometimes common sense is not that common, but I want you to really understand this is super important, because you are a CEO and you really need to change your profile in order to make this work. And it's not because we want to change you, it's because we want to make you better. Okay, so don't take, and when your mentors tell you change this, change that, don't take it in a bad way. We just want you to win. This is what we have had to do. So this is an example of what your profile picture should not look like. Okay, there shouldn't be a bear. It's called your profile picture, right? It shouldn't be a bear, and it shouldn't be with you with a filter. Okay, this is what yours should look like. So shout out to VG Quinones. She does an amazing job on social media. Duplicate this, okay, guys? Obviously, don't steal her pictures. Don't be like Xavier has a ton of fake Instagrams. People just love his pictures for some reason. But duplicate it in your own way, all right? So shout out to VG Quinones, killing it. Our mentor, Alfred Nixon, of course, he has his branding, he has his logo, he has his profile picture, speaking, okay? And then, of course, our mentor and leader, Xavier Marrero, right? This is what you want to duplicate. Find a leader that inspires you. Find a leader that you say to yourself, that's where I want to be. And it's okay to be a copycat. We always say this all the time. Xavier tells me, don't copy everything I do, because I literally like walk in his footsteps. I should be wearing his shoes by now. Those nice red bottoms, right? As long as you copy the right cat, it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. Now, don't go copying word for word. What I'm saying is go through the pages and social media and say, why is Xavier having success? Why is VG having success, right? Why is Alfred having success on their social media pages? Check their Instagrams. and duplicate that in your own genuine way. Still show who you are, but duplicate that. Guys, that's so important. I mean, I can spend an hour on just social media because it's how the world sees you. It's how the world sees you in your business. How are you going to be able to portray your amazing service, who you are? Oh, I'm sorry. I think someone just, okay. Who you are. Can you guys mute the lines? Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's going to portray who you are to the people that don't know you, strangers, and that's going to bring you business partners and clients. Consistency is the key to success. Doing something over and over every day leads to big results. So for that reason, I created what I call the social media DMO, daily method of operation. If you are a brand new agent, you need to be doing something daily. I don't care if it takes you 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. You gotta dedicate some time to your business. If you don't, how will you have success, right? A lot of agents usually drop off and they say, this didn't work for me, but they had no DMO. They were not doing something every day. You can give me an hour a day and I will be okay with that. Obviously, if you put more, but you gotta give me an hour a day where in that hour you're doing something. So with that being said, here's a social media DMO. Number one, you have to create posts on social media. I have agents that are leaders that don't post anything in like 5-10 days. And I'm like, what are you doing? You have to build that consistency. I don't think there's ever been a day since I've been in this business that I don't post about credit, about agent, about lifestyle. And that's what has led to a lot of success. So make sure that if you don't have time during the week, you can schedule your posts. You can have a business page. You can schedule your posts. Take a Sunday, an hour, and schedule your posts for the week. I mean, there's so many different ways to do this, guys. You know, you just have to really dive in. You really have to want this and really dive in and do it. But nonetheless, you should be posting at least 3 times a day on credit, on agent opportunity, lifestyle, whatever the case may be. Like I said, look at a leader and follow what it is that they post so that you can kind of have an idea. Social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, make it public. That's another thing. Once you come into this business, your Facebook should be public. So if you have albums and pictures from the past, I remember I had to go in and hide a lot of stuff, made all the albums only me, because I knew that people were gonna start looking at that stuff, right? So I just hid a lot of stuff, but I never created another Facebook. I kept my personal Facebook, my personal people that I knew, and I grew it, right? The other thing you wanna do is comment on other people's posts, 10 posts a day. So as you're going through your newsfeed, make sure you're engaging with your audience. Make sure you're engaging with them, you know, whether it's an emoji or, you know, say something, congratulations, someone had a baby. Engage with people. That should take you 5 minutes. And then number 3, the fam, right? Find new friends, add as a friend, and message them. So many people tell me, well, I don't have that many people on Facebook. Go add people. You can add up to 5,000 people on your page. If you don't have the problem that I have to delete people from my Facebook profile constantly so that I can add new potentials, this is something that you could do every day. So every day, this is what you could do. If it's part-time, do 10 a day. If you're full-time, 40 a day, right? Super full-time, want to get to that 5,000 fast, 100 a day, right? It all depends on what you want. If you're doing this on your spare time, just add 3. Just every day, you got to find new friends, friends of friends. Take a friend of yours, go through their friends list, add 3 people. Hey, look, I see that you're friends with well, don't take my friends, right? But I see that you're friends with Stephanie. You know, I saw you as a mutual friend. I thought I'd add you. I run a credit restoration business. So if you know anyone that's in need or would like to make additional income, let me know. And now you've made that connection with that person. So the other thing is asking the question. So, hey, just curious, if you had an opportunity to increase your credit score at potentially no cost and some additional income, would you be open to taking a look If not, it's okay. I just thought I would ask. Okay. I got this from Fraser Brooks and GoPro. I watch a lot of his trainings, and this is action marketing. So remember, if you're only able to market this in the US, Puerto Rico, and Virgin Islands, don't go adding people outside of the US because that's not going to make any sense. So when you're adding people, they are within your market and your network. Okay. So that's social media DMO. You guys should be doing that every single day consistently. And I'll add that document to the band. I think I already did for Relentless, but if I didn't, I will. So the next thing you want to do is create a master list of 200 names minimum. How fast do you want to succeed at this? Right? You got to ask yourself, do I want to make money fast? Do I want to succeed fast? Do you want to go the slow route? What is the level of success and the level of the passion that you have coming into this business? But grab a notebook, paper, whatever the case may be. I've seen people make excuse about this too. I don't have a notebook, so I didn't make a list. Grab a piece of paper. It's okay. Like, just write down 200 names. Write down all names on Facebook. How many friends do you have on your Facebook? Let me see. Let me see some people in the chat. How many friends do you guys have on Facebook? If you were to look right now. The chat's not coming up for me anyway. All contacts in your cell phone. So how many contacts do you have in your cell phone that you have their personal number, right? How many people in your email? I mean, you guys got to start getting creative. How many people you have on your LinkedIn? We have a memory jogger, and I'll also share that as well. Remind me, guys, so if in case I forget to do it, but we have a memory jogger. It was given to us by Eric Worre when we took one of his trainings, and that's definitely been a game changer to be able to look at that memory jogger. But ideally, you want to get a list of 200 names, and those are the people that we're going to start exposing to. Another app that you should have, oh, there goes the chat. For some reason, it's not coming up for me. Okay. 58 friends on Facebook. Okay, Aaron, so that means you got to start adding people. All right, you got to start adding people, 10, 20, 25 people a day to grow your network. All right, so here's an app that you can use to mass text. This was a game changer when we came up with this a little while back, and I think we scaled back on using it, but we got to bring this back. iPhone users, just make sure, I think it's available on Android and iPhones. Just make sure for the iPhones that you turn off your iMessaging before you actually send any text messages out with this app. And that's just something because iPhone will kind of trigger a spam, so you don't want that. So make sure you turn off the iMessaging on your phone when you use this. But how many contacts are in your cell phone that you can already start exposing this to? Now, here's the script that I honestly love to start the conversations. We got this off of one of our trainings. As you can see, we grabbed from all different trainings and kind of combined into this one. But we got this from the Synergy conference. And it's great for text messaging and reestablishing. Maybe you have people in your phone you haven't connected with in years. Trust me, I did. So this is a great connection conversation, and you're not sounding salesy, right? The first thing you want to say is, hey, it's me, Raysa, just checking to see if all my numbers on my phone are still working. How's it going? How are you? Especially now, how are you doing during this pandemic? You know, has your family been affected? You know, establish and start. The more conversation you start, the more success you're going to have. When they reply, you say, hey, we've got to connect soon. Heck, you could say, hey, we got to connect soon. I just started a credit restoration business, and I would love to give you some more information on it. When is a good time to talk? This is how you actually start the conversation, right? So I love this one because it's really not intrusive. You're just asking to see if your phone numbers are right. And there might be some people on your phone you want to delete anyway, right? You just haven't had the time to scrub through them. Then you ask the question. You always ask the question. If you had an opportunity to increase your credit score at potentially no cost and make some additional income, would you be open to taking a look? Guys, I've never had anyone tell me no. It's always sure, or my credit is bad, or I would love some additional income. Can you send me info? You never know. Ask the question. Don't be scared to ask the question. You should never, as a brand new agent, be the one doing the explaining or the pitching when you are new. So that's one major thing that I want you to focus on. You should never be the one explaining or talking about the pricing or saying, look, this is what we do, this is what our attorneys do, because as an agent, you're brand new. If you are doing that, stop. Stop. If you're texting and sending books and scripts, stop, because you're burning so many leads, okay? I'm gonna teach you how to not do that. And the reason we teach you this is because I burned a lot of leads when I started. I'm sure a lot of the leaders did as well. And so first you need to start learning the network marketing business, okay? So these are two amazing books that you can actually pick up on Amazon. They're not that expensive. You can actually hear the audios on YouTube, I believe they're available. Your first year in network marketing, guess what? You are in network marketing. It's one of the best industries out there, right? I am so excited to be a part of it, but I had to learn it, right? So do you, and then also the GoPro. This book will literally probably teach you a lot of things that you're currently going through. So if you haven't hit Field Trainer yet, this book might start to speak to you. I actually bought a bunch of these books and I send it to all of my agents as they start to come up, because I feel it's so important that they need to have this book, okay? So I'm giving it to you as a gem piece. I highly recommend you picking it up. Always use third-party tools. So as I said, it should not be you giving the information. It should be something else other than you, third party, okay? Such as videos, webinars, three-way calls, testimonial groups, testimonial videos, and live events when those come open. So I'm gonna break these down for you. You have videos on your websites. When people ask you about credit repair, guess what? There's a 5-minute video on your website with all of your information on it. It's super professional. You don't have to explain the product. The video does. Leverage this video, okay? The video on your website for the FES business, someone inquires on the agent opportunity, guess what? You send them both. You send them the UCES video and the business video. That should be your first go-to. Thank you so much for inquiring. Super excited that you actually are asking for information on joining my team. You can gather name, email address, phone number, whatever you want to do at the beginning as an intro. Then I say, take a look at these two short videos that explain the services and how we get paid. So simple, guys. You don't have to explain it. The videos do it for you. So leverage that. Also leverage our webinars. There's 3 webinars going on a day from Monday through Friday, 12, 3, and 8 p.m. And the reason we tell you to become part of the band is because the band will have all the information in it. It's going to show you what time are the webinars, where the links are, so you never have to question anything. If someone inquires about credit and agent, this is another option. Look, we have a webinar today at 3. It's gonna explain everything, the services, how we get paid. I have 2 slots left on my team. You guys gotta make this urgent, okay? And that's when becoming an inviter, it comes in. But now you just go into the band and you will actually be able to see the event calendar, Power of Credit webinar, and the link is right in the event, guys. There's a reason we came to this platform. It also reminds you 30 minutes before the event so that you can go ahead and go and text message those people that said that they would be on as a reminder. Hey, look, it's 30 minutes to the webinar. You're still gonna be able to attend. Let the leaders close for you. The less you say, the more we can close, all right? So that's tool number 2. Tool number 3 is a 3-way call. Conducting an effective 3-way call, we actually have a document on that. I will go ahead and upload that into the band. This document tells you exactly how to effectively do a 3-way call. A 3-way call is simply engaging your mentor, getting with them in their schedule and saying, hey, I have someone interested in the agent opportunity. They watched the 2 videos or they were on a webinar. I wanna get them on a call with you so that we can close. They gotta have some exposure first, guys. You can't get us on a phone call with someone that knows nothing about the business. You know how many calls I've gotten on and they're like, hey, this is Raysa. Hey, this is Stephanie. Stephanie doesn't even know what she's getting a phone call about. So use those tools. You know, use the videos, expose them to that, expose them to the webinar, and then get them on a three-way call so that we can answer any questions that you can't. That's what the three-way call is for. They should know all the info. We're coming on the call to just say, hey, what are the questions that you have? When can we get you started? All right. Then create a team testimonial group. This is another amazing tool. If your team has one, if not, you can create one, okay, for you and your team and your downline. I created one for me and my team and my downline, and it's a testimonial group. Right now we have over 4,000 members in here, okay? And this is what we do in this group. We invite all of our agents. We invite all of our current clients in there. We invite agent potentials and client potentials. And this is what we do in this group every day. We share our stories. We share testimonies. We share our results. Our clients in the program are sharing their results on the group. We congratulate people when they get started. We tag them, make a big celebration out of it. Congratulations to Stephanie. She just got started on her, on her credit repair today. We do live webinars in the group. So now those people are being exposed multiple times to the webinars, the client and agent opportunity. And we're also tagging the potentials on the webinars and on the testimonials. We call that the ATM system, add tag message. It's been a game changer. So if you don't currently have one for you and your downline, I highly recommend starting one because it's been a game changer. And obviously everybody on my team, we all operate with integrity. So anyone ever questions anything in that group or, hey, I want to get started, we always can see who invited that person in the group and we connect them. Okay, so that's the reason that I have it for me and my downline, but you can actually create one. These groups are amazing. You can do events in these groups. You can do just so many things. You can add files. It's just a game changer for us. Testimonial videos. So there's a lot of testimonial videos floating around. There's one with Xavier, there's one with me. There's one with a lot of the leaders, a lot of clients as well. Use those testimonial videos, save them, post them on your page. Those are also a third-party tool. When you're talking to someone, let's say you send them video 1 and 2, and they're like, oh, I still don't know. Now you get them in the testimonial group. They're seeing everybody else's results. Now you have videos of Xavier and Raysa with a deleted bankruptcy, deleted repossession. You can send them to them in the messenger as well. Bruno does an amazing job at this. This is why he closes so many clients. He just shoots them tons of testimonies in the messenger, right? So again, guys, these are the third-party tools, and then the live events. So once the local live events get back, they are very missed. That was one of the most effective ways for us to gain clients and business partners because they're able to see our culture in person. But don't let that stop you. If you're a brand new agent, get with your mentor today and say, let's do a social media event. Let's do a Facebook event. Let's say you say, get with your mentor on the timing. You set it for a Sunday at 2 o'clock, whatever the case may be. Create the group, the event. Invite as many people into the event. Start blasting what the event's gonna be about. And then your mentor could do a live webinar in the group on the day of the event. So that's gonna actually be a game changer, guys, to be able to actually start to give the information, because right now we can't do PBRs, right? A lot of people are still afraid. The pandemic is very, very real still, but don't let that stop your business, because you can actually do a PBR right on Facebook. So I think that's pretty much it. Now go get your first promotion. Go help people get paid, have fun with this. These are all the tools that you need. Obviously in the interim, make sure that you're learning, make sure you're on the websites, the more that you learn, the better. I remember getting with Xavier, and Xavier would be like, Raysa, how do you know that? How do you know that? How did you know that? I love YouTube. YouTube is my best friend. I learned about bankruptcies. I learned about repossessions. I learned about collections. I know how they work. And I didn't learn that in the protection plan in my websites. I just said, I want to know it all. I want to know as much as I can. So when people ask me questions, I am the source of the knowledge. And that's what has gotten us to this. So that's my time. Hopefully that it was able to help you guys get to field trainer. I'll give it back to you, X, if you're still on.
Yes, of course, guys. I apologize. I have my camera off, but we've been grinding so hard that I almost forgot to eat. But look, let's give it back to our regional vice president, Raysa Otero. She did an amazing job just going over all the importance of steps that you must take to basically get yourself from an agent to a field trainer, to the point even explaining what mobile apps you must have, right? Explaining how you should actually present yourself on social media, which is super huge. She said one thing, excuse me, that's exactly how the world sees you. So how will you like the world to see you? That professional person, that person that really cares about helping others, that person that's not out there flashing all this money, all this crazy lifestyle, a picture next to the Ferrari that they don't own. What they want to see is someone genuine. Someone's out there grinding and helping people, because I guarantee you'll get a lot more enrollments by just doing that. So Raysa, thank you for that. And the only thing that I would remind you, Raysa, please share that memory jogger from Eric Worre. That's going to be a game changer to a lot of people. The reason why is because, Raysa, how many times do we hear it? But I don't really know nobody. But if a lot, right? But if you was to actually throw a party, it's crazy because you have all these people at your house, but you don't know nobody, right? So this will help you just remember who you can invite. You know, your hairstylist, right? Your barber. It could be the person, the banker. It could be the persons that, the way I like to think about it is this way. If you was about to have a baby, who will you invite? Those are the people you need to go ahead and actually call right now. If you was about to have a wedding, who will you invite? Those are the people you need to call. And do not judge people. See, I'll be honest with you. If David Marquez judged Dr. Arnold, we would not have Dr. Arnold in front of us right now, because Dr. Arnold have already seen a ton of success in the exact same industry and in other business as well. You know, the man has a doctor's degree. People are like, man, well, he's a doctor. You know why? Why would he join multi-level marketing? Well, it's because he wanted time freedom. He also understood that with this platform, he can actually create an income just like a doctor, or even more. There's individuals on this webinar right now, right? RVPs, even some VPs that are making more than a doctor will make. But you know what's more importantly? They have the time with their family. Because David, our regional vice president, David Marquez, says it all the time, and I love it when he said it, and it always will stick to me. Your kids spell love T-I-M-E. All they want is your time. Guys, I'm going to leave you with that, just like how Malcolm said. Don't be motivated, because motivated is for the moment. Be dedicated. Dedication is for the lifetime. Guys, let's go ahead and reach all the way to the top. We still got work to do. We got so many people in this webinar that we need to help get promoted. Raysa just gave you the blueprint, how you can sit here and just turn a field train factory, create a field trainer factory. And it's very simple. And I guarantee you that right there will take you so far. But more importantly, imagine how many people you're helping get paid. That extra $100, that extra $200 that week probably made sure their lights stood on. That extra 100, that extra 200 that week probably made sure that their kids got fed. That extra 100, that extra 200 a week will make sure that that car note gets paid and that car doesn't get repoed. Think of it that way. And that's the way I always like to think about it. That's why I love doing these contests, because you never know who's in desperate need of some money. And as long as you sit there and you focus on other people winning, by default, you will always win. Guys, thank you so much. Raysa, amazing job. Malcolm, thank you so much. All the leaders, every single agent. If you're brand new, welcome to Team Relentless. I guarantee you tonight, if you're brand new, you see the culture that we have. We're cut from a different cloth. We're completely different than any other organization. And that's what makes us the best. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Stay productive. Not busy, but productive. I see you guys at the top or from the top. Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you, guys. Good job.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.